It can be very hard to start a new hobby or skill, and especially with things like animation and stop motion particularly, they seem like they're so difficult that it's almost impossible to start. I'm making this video today to show you that it's not that hard. I'm going to show you some tricks and tips that I've used along my journey as an amateur that hopefully will inspire you to pick up the camera and start making it yourself. I'll show you the end animation that I'm working on at the end of this video. I personally use iMovie. It's free and it comes with my iPad and it's very easy to use, and an app called Stop Motion Studio, which you had to pay for but has a lot of great tools that are good for animators. Today's cast for our animation is a very simple one, just the Constructicons blocky toys. The vehicles are much smaller than their robot counterparts, but through some movie magic, we can make that scale look like it's not even real. These combine into a combiner called Devastator, and that's what I'll mainly be animating today. You don't have to break the bank in order to get some equipment to use. For example, this is made out of an old lamp I got from Goodwill and some spare metal I had lying around, and one of my little sister's broken selfie sticks. Some duct tape and a little bit of screws was able to make a good rig that can hold my phone while I animate. A common problem that people run into when they animate is that when they press the button to take a photo, it makes the resulting photo look shaky and the animation doesn't look that good. So this was about, I want to say $5 on Amazon, and it's a Bluetooth device that when you press the button, it takes the photo for you without you having to touch the phone. And that makes the animation look a ton better, and it's a lot easier instead of having to physically move it every single time. When you're animating sequences, it can be helpful to have a little bit of a guide visually to be able to help track your movements. For example, I wanted to make a sweeping motion around Devastator as he's transforming, so I decided I would draw with an Expo, a little circle around the table, have Devastator stand in the middle, and be able to move my camera around that circle in an interval. So if I have a sound that takes, I want to say it was 12 seconds, yeah, it was 12 seconds, the whole transformation sound, and I'm animating at 12 frames per second, that's going to be a total of 144 frames in order to complete that. So I'm marking at every interval, every eighth, a 18 frame interval, so that way I can track as I'm going around the circle, okay, I have 18 frames, time to do another, so that way it looks fluid and make it look nice. Here's a card that I used in order to track some of those heavy movements that take a lot of frames and keep myself on track, and a few tally marks that I used when I wanted to count how long it took for me to make a movement. This is what the app Stop Motion Studio looks like. There's far more complete tutorials on how to use it, but I'll just show you my camera roll and show you kind of what I did in order to make it happen. Here you can see the entire progress of the animation frame by frame. I shot at 12 frames per second, which means for every second of animation, 12 pictures had to be taken. Here is a onion screen, which helps me keep the animation lined up. It overlays the screen, and you can basically see the prior photo on top of the photo that you're taking, and adjust the slider to make one more prevalent and the other less prevalent. Now for iMovie. This is a very simple app, and every iPhone comes with it, so I recommend you use it, especially if you're starting out. Basically, you put all the different clips of the animation inside together. Here I did some green screen in order to have a Titan transform effect from Attack on Titan. I just thought that was cool. There's some audio that I matched up, one of a Titan kind of explosion and then a transforming sound that I got off of YouTube. I'll credit both of those creators in the description. And this last little part was a little bit too slow for my liking, so I cut it up and sped it up. So there's a little bit of my process about how I make stop motion animations. Now for the final event, let's watch the video. Constructicons! Merge to form Devastator!